Hello, everybody. We're the UCSC Sluggies team. My name is Jingjing. I'm an economic major undergraduate student here.
Hi, everyone. My name is Elsa, and I'm a psych major.
Hi, everyone. I'm Dahan, and I'm an AGPM major.
Hi, everyone. My name is Jessica, and I'm a history major.
COVID-19 has been bombarding people all over the world with information for the past years. People have access to a vast amount of information from clinicians, healthcare organizations, government, and advertisements. But this accessibility poses issues for people with low health literacy. This includes not only discovering relevant information, but also accessing its quality and utility. Even when they find health information, many patients face an even greater challenge, understanding and applying it. Health literacy defined as a critical aspect of a person's ability to get, comprehend, and use the knowledge needed to make health-related decisions. Individuals with high levels of health literacy are frequently better able to locate, interpret, and act on health-related information than those with lower levels of health literacy. We believe that health education is the most effective way for people to develop and improve their health literacy. We considered it was critical to construct a model of health literacy that, based on theory, would allow us to operationalize its assessment and provide a framework for intervention creation in our initiatives on health literacy interventions. Our target people are mainly young people from Asia. We would argue that the skills and knowledge have a crucial impact on health-related behaviors through the effect on attitudes and behavioral interventions. Here, we drew heavily on concepts from the theory of planned behavior in our project. This highly influential theory of healthy behavior states that an individual's intention to form a behavior depends on that person's attitude towards the behavior, norms about the behavior, and the person's appraisal of their ability to perform the behavior. Once the intent is formed, the likelihood of the behavior occurring is increased, although its actual performance can be affected by several factors such as opportunities, competing time demands, and the availability of authentic behaviors. And this is where our game map theory based from.
To tackle this information problem, we wanted to create a social multiplayer trivia game where every turn a random person from the 4-player game is chosen to write a hoax to deceive the players. Other players will need to find the hoax one out of the other facts to gain points, and if they fail, the hoaxer earns 3 points. The game will not be complicated to develop in order to keep the maintenance to minimal, but keeping the game basic will also help us scale the project in order to fit our needs of scalability by adding new facts, languages, as well as localization. Gameplay will be 10 rounds per game with many facts in the system that won't repeat twice in the same game. But with multiple games, they will repeat, which will help the cause with repetition of the facts that actually matter. With the point system, a sense of competition will cause players to create very deceiving facts about the topic of other facts, proving to the player how easy it can be for a hoax to pass as a fact. Possible partnerships could be both private and public sectors. A charity organization partnership could increase the game's traffic, and if monetization is considered, ad revenue will go to that charity. County officials could help promote the game as a way to educate everyone on certain specific global health issues, and celebrity promotions can be done with people who have our target demographic as their audience. Social media campaigns could be also done in order to promote the game and create awareness for the situation.
Measuring impacts. A plan on how to measure the impact once we officially launch the mobile game on a variety of application stores, such as the Apple App Store, Google Play Store, and other platforms. We will proceed to monitor the amount of downloads and the demographics of people that downloaded the game. As for the board game, we will proceed to retrieve sales data from vendors to determine the demographic of the purchasers, and we will analyze both of these results accordingly. Limitations. Some limitations that we expect to have is the lack of funds. $50,000 is not deemed enough to cover the costs of a functional mobile game, along with a board game, marketing costs, contracts with manufacturing companies, salaries of designers and developers, etc. Another limitation is time constraints. The pandemic is nearly over in the United States and most other developed countries due to vaccines. Therefore, this app must be made quickly and efficiently to target the desired demographic. Challenges. Some expected challenges would be the competition between other games on the market. Time constraints would also be a challenge, as we hope to get this game out on the market before the pandemic ends without compromising quality. Another challenge would be the ability to market to the desired demographic. Because of the lack of resources and funding available, it would be difficult to target a large audience while being interesting at the same time. Lastly, the biggest challenge is to keep and grow interest in these games, so it would continue to educate people on what is considered false information in regards to COVID-19.
For the communities with tech deficits, we have extended our mobile game into a board game. Everything would basically be the same, except that now people would be playing face-to-face. And we would expect the board games to be passed out by the officials and to be passed around in the tech deficit communities to serve as a main source of information for times such as pandemic periods. And lastly, for the estimated timeline of our activities, we would first develop the game, and then we would work on accomplishing partnerships with necessary organizations, as well as achieving publicity through ways such as official marketing. And after everything, we would just need to maintain the game and keep updating the game with new information, possibly extending the game to other areas of interest besides pandemic-only information, and also extend our game to newly trending social media platforms. Our ultimate goal, though, is for people to really want to get to our game and to feel connected to their friends and the newest trend, and even to eventually associate positive self-images with our game. And in the end, if you're interested, here are some additional information on how to combat misinformation from online.
For posts that link to a website, first check what the website's domain is. .edu and .gov are generally considered to be trustworthy. When it comes to news articles, check what news outlet the information is coming from. Is it from a well-known and trustworthy source? If you're skeptical, the easiest thing to do is search for the same story elsewhere. If other reputable outlets have covered it, the story is more reliable. Oh, but please don't forget, The Onion is satire. When vetting posts, it's also important to check the date that the article or tweet was first published. Headlines can sometimes appear to be relevant, but the actual story or tweet is outdated or out of context, and therefore misleading. For posts by individual users, look to see if that user has a blue check mark next to their name. The check mark means that Facebook and Twitter have verified the account is run by a real person or organization that matches the username. Verified checkmarks shouldn't be your sole indication that the information is accurate. It's important to combine all these steps together to be able to make the best judgment. And lastly, if you're unsure about information you see on your social media, at the very least, don't repost it. Sharing information that you can't confirm is true will only make you part of the problem.
And that's all. Thank you for your watching.